We all know that there are 4 operations in mathematics: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, which can be expressed in these forms with variables a, b and c. It's quite interesting to know whether these operations are really defined for all values of a and b. Let's put b is equal to 0. We definitely get the answer c in the first 3 operations. But what about this a by 0? This is something special, for which we cannot imagine any answer. Similarly, let's now put a also is equal to 0. Again, we get the answer c for the first 3 operations, and this 4th operation 0 by 0 again becomes a special case. Can we really get any answer for this operation, as well as the previous one, that is a by 0? Let us understand this. Let us try to understand the meaning of both these operations in physical terms. Suppose that we have a birthday party of Mr. X, where he has brought a cake and he invites some friends at the party. If he invites 3 friends and the cake has to be divided equally among all the 4 persons, then we say that each person gets 1/4 of the cake. Similarly, if he invites 6 friends, then each person gets 1/7 of the cake. And when he does not invite any friend and he is alone at the party, then he gets, that is, each person gets 1/1 portion of the cake, that is the entire 1 cake. Now, even if Mr. X himself is not present at the party, then we can say that each person gets 1/0th portion of the cake. But what does that mean? Well, if we really want to understand this in physical terms, then we can say that we cut off some portion of the cake, give it to nobody, and repeat this until we are finished with the entire cake. Well, we will have to do this infinite number of times to get rid of the cake. So we can also say that 1/0 is equal to infinity. But infinity does not represent any number. So 1/0 also does not have any meaning as such. And we say that it is not defined. Now if we don't have the cake too, so we have to divide 0 cake among 0 people. It means that we have no cake and nobody gets any. Well, this is conceptually possible, and it has got some meaning in a weird way. Thus, the term or the operation 1/0 is called as undefined, since it does not take any meaningful value. And the term 0/0 is called as indeterminate, since it does not take a fixed value, but it can definitely take some meaningful value depending on the situation or the problem statement. Now, let us try to understand what does 0/0 mean in the language of mathematics, or particularly in calculus. Let us have 2 axes and a curve represented by a function fx. Let P be a point on the curve whose coordinates are x1, fx1, and let this line be a tangent at P whose slope is m. Now, how can we calculate this slope m? We can take another point Q closer to P and draw a line passing through P and Q, and let the vertical and horizontal distances between the points P and Q be represented by delta y and delta x respectively. Now we can write the equation of slope as m is approximately equal to fx2 minus fx1 upon x2 minus x1, which is equal to delta y by delta x. Now we will get the actual slope of the tangent when the point Q is very closer to P, or almost overlapping P. So let's move the point Q more and more closer to P. When it gets closer to P, delta y and delta x tends to 0, and finally when Q overlaps P, we get delta y is equal to 0 and delta x is equal to 0, and finally m becomes equal to 0/0. Since the slope m has got some real value, so this term 0/0 also has got some real value. So in general, the term 0/0 represents slope m of the tangent to a curve whose value is given by m is equal to fx2 minus fx1 upon x2 minus x1, where x2 tends to x1 and fx2 tends to fx1. Now the question is, how to solve this expression? Let us have a problem statement where we have a function fx is equal to x square and we have to calculate slope m at x is equal to 2. So for our 2 points P and Q, we have x1 is equal to 2 and x2 is equal to x. Substituting these values in this equation, we get m is equal to x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. Now, directly substituting the value of x as 2 does not make any sense, since it will give us the answer 0/0, but we have to calculate a definite answer. So we will factorize the expression, and after cancelling the common factor, we will get the answer as 4. So what do we observe here? Let's take this simplification ahead. Here we can say that when m can be written in the form a into 0 upon 0, we can directly cancel the factors which become 0, just as we can cancel any other number and the remaining factor becomes our answer, which can take any value depending on the expression in the problem statement. Thus the value of indeterminate form 0/0 exists, and it can be represented in the form a into 0/0 by simple algebraic manipulation. The term indeterminate was originally introduced by Cauchy student Moigno in the mid-19th century. There are 7 indeterminate forms which are typically considered in the literature. These forms are 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, 0 into infinity, 1 raised to infinity, infinity minus infinity, infinity raised to 0, and 0 raised to 0. All these indeterminate forms can take different values depending upon the functions used. Also, these indeterminate forms can be ultimately transformed in the form 0 by 0. Let us see how can we do this. Let us have a table consisting of the indeterminate forms, conditions applied on functions for obtaining the indeterminate forms, and algebraic transformations for transforming the indeterminate form to 0 by 0. So for the indeterminate form 0 by 0, we have these conditions which are expressed using the language of calculus, that is using limits, which means fx and gx is tending to 0 when x is tending to a critical value. So the transformation term says limit x tends to c fx upon gx, which is already in the form 0 by 0. Similarly, for other indeterminate forms, we can define the condition for the two functions, and by doing simple algebraic manipulations, we can transform these indeterminate forms into 0 by 0. For better understanding, you can definitely pause the video and understand the 0 by 0 transformation of each indeterminate form in detail. Now let us get back to our expression for slope, where we have seen an example of calculating slope at x is equal to 2. Here we were easily able to factorize the expression and cancel the common factor to get the rid of 0 by 0 term and find the slope by substituting the value of x. In such cases, we have a rule or a theorem called as L'Hopital's rule, named after 17th century French mathematician Guillaume de L'Hopital, which states that limit x tends to c fx upon gx is equal to limit x tends to c derivative of fx upon derivative of gx, which is represented by f dash x and g dash x, and which represents the slopes of the curves fx and gx at x. This L'Hopital's rule is the general rule for solving problems involving indeterminate forms, for performing algebraic simplifications, and finally calculating the value of the limits, provided there is a condition that it is applicable only when the expression of the limit is in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. Thus, for all other indeterminate forms, if present, they has to be transformed into any of these two forms before applying L'Hopital's rule. The indeterminate forms form the basis of development of calculus, right from limits and derivatives to integrals and differential equations, which finds their applications in various fields of study like physics, chemistry, engineering, economics, statistics, medicine, etc. So the concept of indeterminate forms, that is the simple concept of 0 by 0, uncovers many mysteries of the physical world which otherwise would have been quite difficult to study.